Bah! Hey, sheep people. This is a kind of little quick video on probably what not to do. Let's watch this little video of this little kid here, and then I'll talk about it.
I told him I was gonna kill him all that with a gun if he didn't get out of my house.
11-year-old Chris Gaither was home alone Wednesday morning when he heard a noise. Someone had broken into his house.
This video is being used on a Fair Use Act for education and purposes.
9mm handgun.
Right, when he was coming downstairs and told me he was gonna kill me and F you all that.
The intruder made it out the front door with...
Okay, that was a good statement. The guy said he was going to kill me. So that's kind of a good statement to show that, hey, I was in fear of my life. However,
a hamper in hand. That's when Chris started firing off bullets. As the intruder was to jump this fence, Chris's 12th and final shot hit the bad guy in the leg.
12th and final shot hit him in the leg as he's running and jumping over a fence. Now, years ago, that would have been okay. When I went over my case law studies, we talked about, hell, I can't remember the case, Tennessee versus Garner, I think. Guy's robbing a house, black kid's running over the fence, jumps the fence, cop shoots him in the back. It was authorized. They changed the law at that point, says, you know what, you can't do that anymore. You have to say that he's a serious violent felony, blah, blah, blah. So this kid shot 8 or 12 times. Would he reasonably should have known that? I don't know. Should he have had a gun? The courts will be complaining he didn't have the training, he shouldn't have a gun. That's why he shouldn't have a gun. They'll probably be going after the homeowner for not locking his gun up so the kid couldn't defend himself. This guy comes in his house, breaks in, stealing stuff, and says he's going to kill him. He has a right to defend himself. Well, in liberal la-la land, you know, they want the gun locked up and the ammo locked up, and the kid just needs to be a victim so he can be molested, raped, kidnapped, whatever, and beat, killed. You know, that's a win for the liberals and their anti-gun. I think the guy had a right to have a gun. I don't have a problem with the guy shooting him. Unfortunately, the law, if he's shooting him as he's run away, he could have some, you know, situations. Hopefully he'll get an attorney and they'll plant a seed in his mind to say, he said he was going to come back and kill me. He told me to fuck off. He knew where I lived. He knew how to get in my house. I felt that if he got away, he was going to come back and kill me, or he could have turned around, or maybe he was going to get friends. He can somehow justify the fear for shooting him. But unfortunately, especially a kid, he's trying to be macho, and some people do this too. Oh, I wasn't scared. That guy didn't scare me. I wasn't worried. I pulled out my gun. I shot his ass. That'll teach him. Man, that's not the statement you want to be given.
I shot through a hamper that he was carrying, and it was a full metal jacket bullet. I went straight through the bag and hit him in his leg. And he started crying like a little baby.
I like the kid's comment. He started crying like a little baby.
Baby that learned his lesson.
When I pulled the gun out on him, I guess he didn't think it was a real gun because he didn't worry about it. He just kept on walking.
The police have not released the...
Bad statement. I pulled a gun on him. He wasn't worried. He kept on walking. It would have been bigger if he said, when I pulled the gun, the guy said, you better drop that gun or I'm going to come take it away from you and kill you. That would have been more justified. I'm not promoting the kid lying. I'm just trying to say if you're going to give a statement, I'm trying to give you what would be a better statement legally than what this kid is saying. He didn't seem worried, and he just kept on walking. So the defense and the crying liberals will be saying, well, where was the threat and where was the fear, and why didn't you just let him leave, and you didn't have to shoot him, and you just wanted to kill somebody, and you know what a full metal jacket is, so therefore you're a right-wing gun nut, and you shouldn't have guns. About, you know, I mean, just the parents should not have allowed this kid to talk to the media. The media loves to get stupid shit like this so they can play it later.
The name of the suspect, but Chris's mother says this man has robbed their house before. They don't know him personally. Chris credit...
Great. The guys robbed their house before. Now that would be a great thing to put in your statement that, hey, this guy not only robbed us before, he came back and tried to rob us again, and he was threatening us last time, and he threatened us this time. What's to say he's not going to come back a third time and kill us? Now, of course, this guy didn't kill him. He just wounded him. But still, there could be some legal issue here.
Stepdad for his shooting skills.
Yeah, I play zombies for target practice.
Turns out there's more than a basset hound on guard.
I hope you learn a lesson from coming to this house trying to steal stuff.
In Talladega.
See, the news media kind of set him up. They're totally portraying this kid as a, you know, macho right wing, gonna grow up to be, you know, a non-victim, which means he can't be a liberal because then he can't run around and cry about being a victim of everything. So this is a lesson to be learned in a lot of ways. You don't want kids talking to the media. A lot of times you don't want to talk to the media. This kid didn't have representation. He was in a shooting. He seemed like he's handling it pretty good emotionally. But, you know, young kid making comments that, remember, kids can't see around corners. And that old saying's been around for years. You know, you walk around a blind corner, there's a horse, you're going to get kicked. So you need to make sure you know what's around a corner before you walk around it. Kids don't do that. They walk around corners all the time blindly. They don't understand the consequences of decisions. They don't understand the consequences of getting in a car and speeding or racing or texting or having fun or listening to music or talking on the phone, and then they have a crash, and they didn't foresee that crash. Other people foresee it because of their life experience and maturity, whatever, but kids, teenagers, they don't see around corners. Liberals don't see around corners because they're pretty much kids and foolish anyway. So, you know, they don't see the long-term effect of the damage they're doing at the time. They only see present, kind of like kids. And that's what this kid sees. This is kind of a sad video, but there's some learning lessons here about how the media will manipulate, what statements you give to the media, to the cops, to the press, to any witnesses. Anything you say, government can grab that, and if they want you, they can use it against you. All right? Deal with that later.
Kyle Berger, WVT.